So I wanted to review a little bit of this with you because only about a third of you or less actually did the work from yesterday, which isn't really that good. So let's look back at the introduction to this page, which is what you should have done yesterday, and most of you didn't. Good work. Sound devices are resources by which poets convey and reinforce the meaning or the experience of poetry through the skillful use of sound. What does that mean? That means that poets use sound intentionally to convey or reinforce meaning, so that sounds mean something. Notice it doesn't say words, it says sounds. This isn't about being able to say what a poem means or what a word in a poem means. It's about being able to read a poem and talk about how the sounds of the poem carry meaning. So that's our starting point. The second thing after the introduction is the lesson video, which you were to have watched yesterday. And as you watched the lesson, you could take this short quiz, which goes along with it, and just simply asks you a few multiple choice questions. I already took it so I could create the key, and already graded the ones that were actually completed, which wasn't very many. And then I asked you to look at this poem, which most of you didn't do. Again, good work. Proud of you. The question isn't simply where do we see repeated sounds. It's what does that repeated sound mean? The word that I used was connection. What connection does Robert Frost make by repeating the B sound? Now, the B sound is in the word birches, bend, boy, but, bend. Those are the first four lines that I referred you to. And the question says, what connection does Robert Frost make by repeating the B sound? Start by highlighting all the words that begin or contain the B sound and look for what Frost might be trying to get you to put together in your mind. Okay? Well, let's look at it again. Birches, boy, bend. Birches, bend, boy. I like to think some boy's been swinging them, but swinging doesn't bend them down to stay. So the boy has been swinging on these branches, we imagine. The branches of the birches. So, through the repetition of the B sound, Robert Frost is helping us connect the birches with the boy. Why? Because he wants to see the two of them together. He wants us to see the two of them as part of play. But the birches aren't playing when the ice storms come. The first four lines set up an environment in which the boy plays with the birches, where he bends them, sure, but they snap back up. They don't bend down to stay. Ice storms do that. Short sentence. Concise. Ice storms do that. Often you must have seen them loaded with ice a sunny winter morning after a rain. They click upon themselves as the breeze rises and turn many-colored as the stir cracks and crazes their enamel. Soon the sun's warmth makes them shed crystal shells, shattering and avalanching on the snow crust. Now, instead of the connection between birches and boy, we have new sounds that mean new things. I want you to look from ice storms do that to the end. And you should be able to not only identify sounds that are repeated, but if you try to picture this in your head and really imagine what's going on here, you should be able to come to some sort of guess about what the sounds are supposed to mean. Click, crack, craze, crystal, avalanche. That's one grouping. sunny, seen, stir, cracks, soon, sun, crystal, shells. What's with all these sounds that are being repeated? Please don't tell me that Robert Frost loves S's and wants to marry them and have little baby S's. That's not the answer. Please tell me it doesn't mean anything either. That's also not the answer. But in order to get this at all, you have to try in the first place. You have to make some sort of attempt at answering the question and looking at the poem. I didn't even give you the whole poem. I gave you about the first quarter of the poem. This was due today. It's now late, but maybe this will help you get it done late.